So the Senate President of particular concern, Godswill Akpabio, with his bunch of political bandits, don't take their mischief to the next level by refusing to pass mandatory use of electronic technology to transmit results for 2027. Shame on you, Senate President Akpabio, and shame on every member of the 10th National Assembly as una sit down they watch this criminality and brazen attempts to rig election unfolding. Shame on you, members of the 10th Assembly, which is the most useless and unproductive assembly in the history of parliament. Nigerians, this will not be time to talk because the meaning of waiting Akpabio and National Assembly don't do is they have given you the middle finger. They are telling you to do your worst. We want to rig election, do your worst. This is the meaning. There is no other definition. So it is up to Nigerians whether we want to talk, whether we just want the vex on social media, because anger is not a plan. Being dissatisfied with a policy is not a strategy. You must mobilize now to occupy National Assembly, insist that the right thing be done, and then mobilize towards 2027. Because I don't they shout them since electoral reform, electoral reform. Some people say maybe it's not important. Some say maybe let us support Peter, support me for an issue of national importance. Everything they have been doing, they do not want free and fair election. APC knows say if there's free and fair election in Nigeria today, Tinubu will not only lose body loan for Ikoyi where they live, he will lose Lagos State Government House, he will lose Asu Rock. They know that they have no pathway to victory except through electoral malpractice and rigging. So refusing to pass this electronic transmission of results, it only empower one people, the politicians who don't defect there. You go here, they say they have 36 states, a bit 31 states inside. They do not have 31 states, they have 31 governors. If you refuse to pass mandatory electronic transmission of results, it make them easy because it empower INEC to use manual collation. And you know, saying that for collation center and I be the shrine of election rigging. So the governors and the strong men, all these people where they carry now, these fake prophets where go, they say they won't sell mandate way upon which they shall collapse. Their own is to ensure they rewrite result the same way they do for Obiako, suppress the vote of the people and then announce, because as the day now it is possible they don't already cook result, they don't write the numbers, they are only waiting for implementation. But they will only implement as far as Nigerians permit them to implement, because now Uri Buruku they do. The INEC law of 2022 was clear. They said section 60 subsection 5, the presiding officer will transmit results in a way and manner as prescribed by INEC. Did INEC prescribe a way? Yes. Paragraph 38, 39 of INEC guidelines clearly talks about electronic transmission of result. But even when INEC go against their guidelines, the courts no hold INEC responsible. So waiting be the demand where we don't the demand since. Let what is on INEC guidelines be taken and put on electoral act and then amend relevant sections of constitution. Today, Akpabio is shamelessly telling Nigerians say they are misunderstanding them, that they only say they want to maintain what is in 2022. If you wanted to maintain what is in 2022, so what was the need for an amendment? What was the reason? Because una know say passing this electronic transmission of results, it don't reduce una method of rigging. Nobody say they no go still rig, because even if they pass them, that is why I've been calling on everybody, opposition, ADC, put eye on INEC and electoral reform for National Assembly, because that place is worse than a witchcraft coven. If they give with right hand, they take with left hand. Even if they pass the electronic transmission of results, it don't mean to make anybody go sleep. You must continue to monitor. They must create loopholes that they will use to rig. They don't have any plans for free and fair elections. They want to rig. They want to rig. Nigerians, if you allow this criminality to stand, we must ask ourselves, the power of the people and the criminals in power, who is greater? Waiting National Assembly and Akpabio, they tell una be saying, we have no plans for free and fair elections. We want to rig. We want to see what you can do. Nigerians, you have to come out victims. Exercise our right to free and peaceful assembly in the National Assembly, because this one don't come out for talk. Between now and 2027, we must mobilize leaders of opposition, ADC. All this while, some of una just they move. Everybody they do their own. Una don't see I'm clear. Say these people are out on an assault on democracy. There is no plan for free and fair. Shame on you, Senator Godswill Akpabio. Shame on you, all members of the Senate Committee and House Committee on Electoral Reform. Senator Simon Lalong, Senator Honorable Bayo Balogun. Shebi we talk and that time when they run on a mouth like second-hand blender. They are going to pass it. They are going to pass it. So this is the plan. Shamelessly trying to rig an election because you know that you are non-popular. The people reject you. The gods reject you. Nigerians, wake up and mobilize. When everybody they mount guard to ensure say your vote must count 2027 because they want to rig. They have no other plans but to rig. My name is Peter for Nigeria. Shame on you, Senate President. Shame on you, members of 10th National Assembly. You are amongst politicians most miserable.
See, enough of this. Since Nigeria would not say enough, we will apply every method to stop the madness by these people. What kind of news is this? No, haven't they rubbed it to our faces enough? Or have you not heard? How does you feel that your right to vote, to decide who governs you, is taken from you permanently, and they are rubbing it to your face with nothing you can do about it. You see the news? It said, breaking, Senate reject mandatory electronic transmission of election results. Senate reject mandatory electronic transmission of election results. What else does that mean? Rigging. That's all. This is what Nigerians have been calling for. Give us a direct transmission. Make it compulsory. That is what we'll be asking for. See, Nigerians, we already know, right? And the funniest of all, somebody is going to support these people. Now, you see this Nigerian Senate, I don't know what to tell you guys. But if this bill has come from Tinubu, if this bill was in favor of the political elite against the populace, would you reject it? If a Senate that have never ever rejected a bill that favors Tinubu can reject what Nigerians have been crying for, and as for anybody who stood against direct transmission of election results, if you are against it, regardless of who you are, regardless of the position you hold, you will not die well. Your days on earth, the remainder of it will be miserable. Now, when this news broke out, this same Senate denied it. They said Senate denied rejecting electronic transmission of results. When I saw this deny, I was like, okay, maybe that earlier news wasn't correct. I have to take time to read down to see how they've amended it. Guess what Akpabio was saying? That the electronic transmission of results is already, they have been provided as amended it, I think in 2022 or thereabout. That is still there. That the only thing they rejected is the automatic, that the compulsory and mandatory transmission that is being left to the discretion of the INEC officials. You see where they hide? These people always want to use technicalities, ojoro, some meandering criminalities to do us what they be doing us. We know the electronic transmission is been there, but making it mandatory and compulsory is what Nigerians have asked for. And this Senate have the audacity to reject it. And I learned that it's a particular criminal from APC that submitted, and they said the rejection followed an amendment made by Senator Tahai Mungono, Borno State APC, who proposed that transmission aspect be removed while the original provision be retained. The original provision is INEC will decide, the electoral officer will decide which they have been using. They will tell you there is a glitch. Compulsory transmission, mandatory transmission, who will it affect and how will it affect them? Because they are not worthy of the position they claim they win elections to. For those supporting Tinubu, I guess this was the best time for Tinubu to prove his electoral prowess, how powerful, how influential, how loved, and how accepted is he by Nigerians. Vote after all the electoral officers and the party agents have attested to the form. They just post and upload to ROF for everybody to see. What is the problem with this? And somebody have problem with this, and whoever it is that have problem with this, you will down plane crash, not on a commercial plane, on your private jet. Because I know that most of these idiots own private jets. And if you are a senator and you voted against compulsory and mandatory transmission of election results, you will seek. If you are already 50, you will have another 50 years to seek before you leave this world. It shall not be well with you. I speak on the power of the ancestors and the gods of this land. So shall it be. Criminals shall never be well with anybody that is against the Nigerian people. You must give us an electronic transmission of results. Is it not enough for Nigerians to hit the street? If we have a country where the people are sane, where we have majority of people that are conscious to happen, this is enough to see that tomorrow morning the streets of Nigeria will be flooded. This is something we must demand for. What is their plan? They made it clear now that come 2027 there will be no election. That's why they are buying governors, buying criminals, bringing everybody in. I haven't bought all the governors. Can you just give us a credible election and let's see if you all will not be swept out of government?
There is only one reason why the Senate will reject the real-time electronic transmission of election results: corruption. They want to have total and full control of everything. They want to be able to manipulate the results the way they have always manipulated everything in Nigeria. Come 2027, any results they give us is what we're going to take. They want to give us anything they like. Anybody they tell us is the winner is going to be the winner. That is the only reason why shameless Akpabio and shameless Senate will sit down and make such decision. And again, I ask myself, do we have oppositions in Nigeria? Of course we don't. And this is the only reason why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's regime is trying so hard to turn Nigeria into a one-party system, so that when they take anything to the Senate, nobody is going to query it. Nobody is going to say anything. Anything they say is what is going to happen. This is exactly the agenda. They want to make sure they control our life the way they have always controlled our life. They will control our decision. We no longer have freedom of speech or freedom of expression in Nigeria. The only reason why shameless Akpabio and shameless Senate will stoop so low to reject to pass that bill is what? So that they can manipulate the situation. Very shameless set of people. Even the so-called opposition, they are toothless dogs. Dogs of particular concern. Gullible and docile. All you do, you come online, you make noise, they write a long post, they write a long tweet, they post. You do nothing. You can't even, like the change you people are promising to give us in 2027. Why don't you start it now? Because you people know the law, you know the rule of law. Why can't you start it? It's actually a big shame and slap on our face that this is where we are at right now. And this is the only reason why it looks to you like everybody is joining APC. Not because they love APC. Not because they don't know that APC is the failed political party. APC is the political party that is against development in Nigeria. Tell me one good thing about them. Other than sharing the national cake, sharing the money that belongs to the children of Nigeria, they use it to buy everybody because they are afraid of 2027. APC have failed so much that they know that 2027, if election were to be free and fair, nobody wants to vote for them. Where are we going to start voting for them for? If not because of they're using money to buy people off because they have weaponized poverty in Nigeria. If you make election free and fair, let people choose their candidates and let people's election count, nobody will go for APC. I'm not even joking. Is it security-wise? Where do we start from? Is it our failed medical system? Everything in Nigeria fails. Everything has totally gone from bad to worse. Since 2015, APC took over power. Where do we start counting from? Is it the dollar rate to Naira? Is it our banking system, defense system, medical system, our electricity energy system? Look at our petrol. You remove subsidy, you want to put the money back into the system, you want to use it to help a common child in Nigeria. We are suffering more than we were suffering when the subsidy was on. So that is the only reason why the Senate is doing what they are doing. Because you people are afraid. You are so scared, you know that come 2027, nobody will give a F about you, about your party. That is why the party is busy buying everybody off. Everybody now have a price tag on their name. You buy them off. You lobby money left, right, and center. You give more people money left, right, and center where they cannot reject it. State allocation, you increase it. You're not even going to checkmate what these states are doing. If they are actually equal to the task, it doesn't perturb you. It doesn't perturb President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's regime. Because you don't have the capacity to actually run the country. Because if you have the capacity, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have the capacity, we will not be where we are today. You won't be buying everybody off, bribing everybody to join APC. The only reason why you bribe or buy people into APC is because you know that if you leave them on their own, they will not deliver for you. They don't even believe in APC. They don't. So it's actually a shame and a big embarrassment to Akpabio, to the Senate, and to the opposition party. You see, the opposition, they are the toothless dog of Africa. Una no get level, no only mouth una get. I even wonder how you people are going to rule if they give you power. You people are not even capable, to be honest. You are as docile and gullible as a scary cat.
Welcome back to the channel. So what in God's name is really happening? Why will the Senate reject the real-time electronic transmission of election results, for goodness sake? Because this is something that is actually supposed to show us the transparency of the forthcoming election. And does it mean that they are just scared of transparency? Because in a country where elections are often filled with doubts, and this corruption thing is just too much, I see no reason why you don't want to be transparent. The youth and a lot of people are really angry about this, and they believe that the Senate does not want elections to be free and fair in 2027. Now, real-time electronic transmission, it will actually reduce rigging, all this delay and result manipulation that we all know. It will actually make it hard for these powerful people or these politicians to be able to change figures in their secret places. So when the Senate rejects it, what are they really telling Nigerians? That they prefer the old methods which allow fraud to thrive? Is that what they are trying to tell us? So I want to ask, what are they really hiding? Because if the system is clean, and we all know that it's clean, why will you fear technology? Because a lot of other countries now, they use this electronic transmission to actually improve trust in the elections, to make it just free and fair. And we should be thinking of such. So when the Senate tries to reject this, what are they doing? What are they trying to tell us? Now they're talking about security risk and poor network, blah blah blah. But for me, it's just the excuses sounds weak. Because we have banks, mobile apps, online payments that is working daily. And if money can move electronically, why can't votes do the same? So instead of blocking progress, I think the Senate should be fixing the problems and fixing the system. This decision only confirms that these people, they just believe that the political class wants to stay in power by all means. And we are tired, to be honest. Nigeria deserves better, and we want a system that our votes can count and be protected. So if the Senate truly represents the people, which we all know they don't, at least let them even listen to the people. Why are you rejecting something that will make votes transparent? Why are you doing that? Well, for me, this is not a good thing, and I just feel it's because they are corrupt. As we've heard, the videos I played earlier, you can also hear from what people are saying. Well, what do you think about this? Kindly let me know what you think in the comment section. And if today is the first time joining my channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.